What is happening, guys? Welcome back to Baguettes and ASBOs. I'm Matty Wild. We're in the garage of dreams, and today we're back on the ST180. In the last video, you saw us on track. We did have that engine management light, or the engine fault that came on the dash at the end. We had a spray of oil, as you saw. If you didn't see, go back and watch it. From this side of the engine, and I think it's from positive crank pressure, which basically we get something called blow-by. Blow-by is where the combustion gases go past the piston rings into the bottom of the sump and up through the crankcase, and that builds positive pressure in that crankcase. So we've either got blow-by or a PCV issue. The way that we're going to diagnose it and test it is by doing a compression test. If we've got low compression, that means we've got worn piston rings or worn cylinder liners. Right, okay, for anyone who doesn't know what a compression tester is, it's basically we are going to measure how much compression the pistons are making inside the cylinders. Now, the valves should be sealed, the head gasket should be sealed, the piston ring should be sealed, which all builds up that pressure. If any of them components are worn, broken, faulty, we'll get low compression. And the way that we do that is by threading this into the spark plug holes, sealing it up and putting the gauge on. Now, you're supposed to do this warm. Well, they say to do it warm, but you'll get different readings if it's cold. I think we're looking for between 125 and 150 cold and closer to 175 when it's warm. I've took all the spark plugs out to make it crank better. Right, okay, so we're at 110 psi. I do feel like that's a little bit low, but what we'll do is we'll try it on all the cylinders. We're looking for consistency across all four, and then I'll go and give it a quick Google and see what the old interweb says. I'll tell you what we'll do in the name of science. I'll do it now cold. I'll put the plugs in, I'll put the coil packs back in. We'll roll it out, we'll run it for a little bit, we'll get it up to temperature and we'll do it again, see what we get. Right, so we got from 115 to 125. There's a little bit of inconsistency there from 1 up to 4. But like I say, I'll put the plugs in, warm it up, give it a Google and see what we're meant to be getting. Between 125 and 175 we're looking for. Obviously that's warm, so let's get it out, warm it up, bring it in, get the plugs out, retest. But I'm pretty optimistic, to be fair. Between 110, between 115 and 120 I got, I think. Right, well that's warming up. I'm gonna give a big shout out to PC Racing, who have supplied us with a big garage banner. I reached out to those guys. They were happy to jump on board. Maybe if you guys would subscribe, like, share, comment, tell everybody, tell your mum, tell your nan, tell all your friends. Let's grow this channel. They might get on board on a next build and provide us with some goodies. Right, I reckon it's toasty and warm, so with this door shut, let's get this turned off. I don't want to smoke ourselves out. Now, if it's not obvious, the reason why the compression readings might be different when it's warm is because metal expands when it's hot. 125. I was expecting better than that. So consistently, what have we got there? An extra 10 psi warm across all the cylinders. Yeah, I'm not too happy with that, to be honest. So maybe we have just got blow by and that's why we've got positive crank pressure. Yeah, maybe worn rings or oval liners. Don't know. I'll have to do some research to see what they're supposed to be. And obviously we could do a comparison on this gauge just to make sure, you know, it's not low. I don't know how well you can see that, but I think that is where the oil's splurged from. Looks like it's a little bit wet. I can't keep the camera in and show you, but yeah. Right, so what does that actually mean? It means we're at the low end of a healthy engine, so it's not too bad. It's 125 to 175 psi warm. Yeah. So what it does mean is, let's send it. Right, so it's a few days later, and that weekend I had a little bit of a shuffle around, and I've moved the toolbox from the back of the garage to the side so that we can get this car as far back in the garage and gives us plenty of space to work at the front of it. And also this light now is nice over the front of the engine when we got the bonnet up, so I'm happy with that. And I've also been doing a bit of Googling, been on Tinterweb. I know we said we were going to send it in the last clip, but I just wasn't happy with it. It didn't feel right. So I read on the ST forum, someone said they had similar compression test results as myself, but then they said that they used the compression tester without the extension lead and they just flew up. Now I couldn't do that with my compression tester, so I've purchased myself a new one and we've retested. And the results are in, folks. I'm getting 150 psi across all the bores, cold. So I am very happy with that. Yeah, I'm very relieved. So I think maybe we do just buy the PCV valve, just for good measure anyway. It's £43 with a code from Ford, the Ford online eBay shop. Let's get that purchased and let's get a catch cam. Right, stop. Go down in the comments and tell me what you think's in this box. Anyone that said catch can, you win. Now I thought that was pretty obvious. Now AirTech do two catch cans, one for the intake side and one for the PCV side. As you know, we need the PCV side. So full disclosure, I reached out to AirTech, I asked them if they could help me provide a catch can. They offered me a discount code, so I did purchase it, but it was a very generous discount code, so massive shout out to them. And hopefully this solves our problem. So let's delve into it and get it fitted. First thing to note, very well packaged. Right, okay, so I said that AirTech do two types of catch cans, but there is also two types of PCV catch cans. And in this instance, this is a closed loop system, which basically means this outlet here connects to the intake system and that draws the vapors through. So from the crankcase, we're going to pull that pressure in, suck it through with the vacuum. It's going to go through the baffles. Let me show you the baffles quickly. It's going to run through the baffles and collect all the oil in the bottom, which means the vapors that are coming through are nice and clean and not contaminated. They're going to go into the combustion chamber and be burnt off. Now, the other type of system would be a vented system, which basically means this would be blocked off. The intake's going to be blocked off and we're going to vent to atmosphere. we might be able to do that on our car, to be fair. We could put a little filter on the top here, and basically what it means is that the crankcase pressure just vents to the atmosphere and it's not being drawn back into the intake system. That's when we're not really too fussed about emissions. We're not using it on the road. It's more for a track race application, and that's what we might do in the future. But for now, we're just going to fit it as it's meant to be out the box and see how it goes. The kit uses the engine mount. I have already mounted the catch can onto the bracket, Blue Peter style. And it even comes with a little spacer, just so you can raise it that little bit more. Now, it says you don't have to use that, but because you've got the accessory belts and stuff down there, I'm just going to lift it up, and it's good practice just to get it as far away as possible from those belts. Right, we'll come back and we'll sort them later. Take this original hose off, which I've already done. Crankcase, inlet, outlet, back into the intake system. It's as easy as that. Now let's just wangle this through here. So what I've done, I've butchered the original hose. And took the ends off that, just to put this pipe on. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. Like I say, they do a guide online. But do I follow guides? No. So, there we go. Tighten that up. Simply lovely. Look at that. We got plenty of space at the bottom where that alternator belt is. Lovely. Happy with that. Right, you don't need to see me do the other one. Okay, one thing to note is this hose is custom for my turbo. But look at the fit on that. And look at this. Don't know if you can pick that up. It's even AirTech branded, the Jubilee clips. Beautiful. Right, so there it is fitted. And if I can do it, you can do it. So go and check out AirTech. Thank you very much to those guys. Next, the alignment. But you don't want to see me do that. You've already seen me doing alignment. If you've not, go back, check that video out. So I've already booked another day off work, but I just need to get a track day booked to see if we can get this car out, give it a shakedown again, another shakedown, because obviously we had issues last time we were out on track. I'm sure you've watched that video. If not, go and watch it. That's the whole reason why we're fitting this catch cam. So hopefully we'll bring you some more track footage soon. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, let's try and get to 2,000 subscribers. Tell everybody, share this video, comment, like, tell your mum, tell your nan. Peace.